Welcome, everyone, to a very special campfire explainer. Come on, gather around, get cozy, and just lean in close. Today we're diving into a classic tale, but we're going to break the whole thing down to see exactly how a super clever hero defeated a really scary monster. We're talking about the legend of Jamuna Dadi and the ghost.
So, what do you think happens when a very hungry, very determined grandmother comes face to face with a greedy, terrifying ghost? I mean, have you ever wanted something so badly, like say your absolute favorite dessert, that you'd be willing to face a monster in the pitch dark just to get it? Well, hold on to that thought, because that is exactly what our explainer is all about today.
Section 1. Daddy's Fish. The Grandmother's Craving. Okay, let's dive into this. Our story kicks off in a quiet little village with an old woman named Jamuna Dadi. Now, Dadi had this one huge weakness, a strict rule for her dinner table. She absolutely refused to eat a meal without fresh river fish. No fish, no dinner. It's that simple. Well, one morning, Dadi looks in her kitchen and realizes she's only got plain rice left, no fish, and to make matters worse, zero money. But she wasn't about to settle for a boring bowl of rice. Oh no. She grabbed her trusty old fishing rod and marched right down to the river.
Section 2. The Evening Catch. Waiting by the river.
You know, catching your dinner isn't always as easy as it sounds. She sat there patiently all morning by the water. Nothing. By the afternoon, the sun was just scorching hot, and poor Daddy was so exhausted she literally nodded off. But then, as evening fell, boom! The rod shook violently. Daddy jolts awake, pulls the line with all her might, and splash! She pulls in this massive, beautiful, shiny fish. Finally, dinner was saved.
Section 3. The Ghost Follows. The Walk Home.
But right here is where our campfire tale takes a distinctly creepy turn. As Dottie happily packed up her giant fish to head back, the sun completely set. The bright riverbank just faded into these dark, spooky shadows. The path was totally desolate. The wind was howling, making these strange sounds. Just imagine walking home in the pitch black. Suddenly, Dottie got that chilling, prickling feeling on the back of her neck. You know the one, that deep, sinking feeling that she wasn't alone. Someone, or something, was following her.
Now, what's really interesting about this part of the story is the contrast. Just picture Jamuna Dadi. She's tired, a little grumpy for sure, and extremely hungry. But she is surprisingly brave, and hiding in the dark trees, a terrifying, skinny ghost, just staring at her fresh fish with this wicked, creepy smile.
Suddenly, a raspy, scary voice echoed out from the trees. "Old woman, give me that fish." The greedy ghost stepped right out from the shadows, blocking her path. But Dottie, she was incredibly smart. Instead of dropping the fish and running away screaming, she stayed perfectly calm. She looked right at this terrifying monster and said, "Oh, brother, at least let me reach my home first. We can sit comfortably there and talk about it." She literally tricked him into just following her.
Section 4. Daddy's Fiery Trick. The Trap is Set.
See, Dottie had absolutely no intention of sharing her hard-earned dinner with a monster. The very second she reached her house, she darted inside and, slam! She locked the heavy wooden door right in the ghost's face. Out on the porch, the ghost realized he'd been completely fooled. He started pounding his fists on the door, screaming, "Give me the fish! Give me the fish!" The noise was just deafening in the quiet village. I mean, think about it. What would you do if a monster was screaming right outside your locked door?
Well, let's move on and see how this builds, because her plan is brilliant. Step 1. She securely locked the door to keep herself safe. Step 2. She went straight to her kitchen stove and heated up an iron rod in the glowing coals until it was blistering, fiery red hot. And then, step 3, she called out to the ghost, saying, Okay, I'll give you the fish, but I can't open the door. Just reach your hand through that small hole in the wall."
Section 5. Brains Defeat Fear. The Ghost's Defeat.
That greedy ghost was so blinded by his desire for that shiny river fish, he didn't even stop to think. He fell for the trap completely. He reached his creepy, skinny hand right through that dark hole in the wall, totally expecting a tasty treat. But instead of a soft, cool fish, Desi pressed that red-hot iron rod right against the ghost's hand. Ah! The ghost screamed in absolute agony. He yanked his burnt hand back, spun around, and ran howling into the deep, dark forest. And honestly, the best part? He was never, ever seen in that village again.
Meanwhile, inside her cozy, safe house, Jamuna Dadi calmly cooked her fish. She sat down, ate until her stomach was full and happy, and just smiled. The moral of our story here is pretty simple. If you have brains, even fear loses. She didn't have magic, and she didn't have super strength to fight off the monster. She just used her clever mind to defeat something absolutely terrifying.
So, as we let the fire burn down on today's explainer, I want to leave you with this powerful question to think about. How will you use your brains to defeat something scary? The next time you feel frightened in the dark or you're faced with a really big, overwhelming problem, I want you to remember Jamuna Dadi. Stay calm, use your wits, and you can conquer absolutely anything. Thank you for gathering around to learn with me today, and hey, keep being brave.